hello and welcome to another episode of Woodward's Watercolors. Now, sometimes what I like to do is just get out in the country and Bertie and I are here. I'm going to have some soup. I'm not going to put you through me making soup today. I've also forgotten milk. I forgot my Pepsi Max, so I've discovered a chamomile tea bag in the van, so I'll have it, which will be really rather nice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the drone up and I'm going to see what I can see. And then the plan is that I'm actually just going to draw something on watercolor paper with my, now what are they? They're not, with my Faber Castell Graphite soluble pencils, because it's been a while since I've used them. So I'm going to give them a go. So I'm going to put the drone up. I'll let you see the beautiful countryside, even with the big grey looming cloud over there. I'm going to make myself some Tesco's lentil soup, an old roll that I found frozen in the freezer. I'm going to live my best life. So enjoy the drone footage and I'll see you after lunch. I was going to spare you the whole process of me making lunch, but then I get a little bit obsessed. So I've got my little camera here with me with a little printer, and I'm going to print out one of the images that I took, I think probably of the trees with the sheep that were kind of wandering around. That looked really interesting to me. I really enjoy going out and, you know, painting and drawing my local area and not always going to a particular place that is somehow famous or well known, whatever. It's just lovely going to the natural environment that you're in. And in Northern Ireland, I mean, it's Ireland, it's absolutely beautiful. There's trees, hedges, it's green, and we're in autumn now, so it's just really lovely. Anyway, I'm going to enjoy my soup. My roll has definitely seen better days, slightly crunchy, but who cares, it'll be lovely. I'm going to enjoy my lentil soup. Not the biggest fan of chamomile or chamomile, but it'll certainly do for something without milk. So I'm going to enjoy this, and then I'm going to really enjoy drawing with these Faber Castell, I have to remember, Faber Castell Graphite water-soluble pencils. Right, I'm eating my lunch. Pause the video, get something to eat, have a cup of tea or coffee, and I'll see you in a minute. Okay, so I've been fed and watered. Now the light's not exceptionally great in this today, so forgive me, I forgot my little light, but you have to not let these things deter you, isn't that right? So we've got the photograph that we have printed off here. and you can see there that it is that lovely scene of the trees giving like a borderline really for the field that is actually there. So this is Seawhite of Brighton 350 GSM A4 watercolor sketchbook actually, and these are the Faber Castell 5 Graphite Aquarelle. They're water-soluble graphite pencils. If you've never seen me use them before, I've done probably 2 or 3 videos I think with them, and they have, let me see, so there's 4B, HB, 8B, 6B and 2B. So let me try and get these in some sort of order so I know where I am. So put the HB first, and then obviously the 2B is next, then the 8B and 6B, and then the 8B there. Okay, now the reason why I'm doing that on camera is because sometimes I find it really helpful to let me just widen this out ever slightly more, and there we go. I find it really helpful to give myself some sort of orientation and getting the space right. I've always liked a tidy space, so it's not unusual for me to want to get things into order. So what I love about this is I am automatically sketching. So we're just gonna, you've seen me use this before for any of you who've watched, where I kind of do this, sort of have my hand, it's like this mixture between continuous line almost, and you know, I'm obviously lifting the pencil as well and just noticing the different shapes. And we're just gonna just really enjoy being out and about here and getting the shapes of the line of the trees here, and really want this to be some. I don't think that I'm going to put in this area here because it feels a little bit too complicated, and I don't know that it would add so much to the scene. So this is the light, this is the HB, and it's going to be the lightest point in this. So I want these to be cascading down because that's what they're doing actually in the photograph. And I find that I'll regularly get completely lost. And this will not be a long video because this is quite a simple scene to do, and it shouldn't really take that long. It's just progressing down now. It's not maybe angling down as much as I think I would like it to. These pencils are really lovely to use because effectively you're just sketching, but in actual fact as well, then that added dimension of the solubility, as if that's even a word. You can correct me if it's not a word. The solubility, or the fact that these are actually soluble, is just so great. So just, if you notice there, you know, I keep turning the pencil to be able to keep the thing actually sharper in some ways, because obviously then I'm not just leaning on one side and grinding it down. It's just a little technique that I use, and I really like it from the point of view as well as because I feel it adds to the quality of the line that I'm using. It's also a little bit of cross hatching and changing the direction going on here. Okay, so just getting in the scene. Okay, so let's move to the next to the 2B. So probably you'll notice quite a difference. This one's a bit sharper. Begin to see it really give you much stronger line, and I love that. I love it when you actually begin to see some sort of a depth to it, you know, rather than. The other thing that I'm going to do with the 2B is begin to get in this dry stone wall, which is actually what that is that's underneath. Now I think what we need, actually the gap that I'd given was too big there, so it's going to fill that in a little bit there. And again, what I'm looking for is just some of the darker points. Now the other thing that I can do is just writing this bit of a line down here to try and give the sense that, okay, there is actually a line structure to this. to the wall. I just find it so enjoyable. Now, it'd be a nice scene to actually do physically there. I couldn't reach the scene, obviously, from where I am. It's a drone shot. But the other side of it is we're starting to get into the colder weather, and this is part of the game-changing nature of this van, because I can now obviously do this in the creature comforts of the van. Okay, so a lot of the detail now going into this, the tree line, and you might be going, what's he going to do with the back? Don't really know. I in some ways it feels like I've flattened it up a little bit, and I'm happy enough with that, because if I could have taken the image, that's what I would have gone for. I would have gone for it lower down, but I really didn't want to scare the sheep in any shape or form. Okay, time to move on up. So this is now the 4B. And it becomes so much easier to lay down the darker points, which the more we go on up this, you'll notice this. And I mean, probably don't need much more than, you know, there's a lot of going to be pigment, or not pigment, charcoal to be able to move around. Or graphite, sorry, to move around, but I really want to just demo the flexibility of the, or the difference, sorry, not flexibility, the difference in the pencils, and that's actually much darker over here. Those crisscross lines can really work quite nicely. Okay, so moving on up here, we're going to 6B now, and the other advantage is these are much sharper as well. Now look at that. This is the bit that is fascinating to me, because all of a sudden it is ridiculously easy now to make such a dark tone on the page, because, and also I could just go all the way down here, which is what exactly I might do, and just give some of the lines of these trees across here. Little bird. I've been hearing lots of lovely little bird song today, and I find it so interesting. Just a beautiful, beautiful sound, very comforting. Does you the world of good being out in nature. Okay, now. Okay, and then let's go to the 8B to show you the crazy extent of this. With this, you don't have to do much at all. It just let me see if we can put in a dark point. It just feels like nearly like charcoal. So grateful for those little birds. Oh, and then it broke there. So the reason why it broke, obviously, as well, is because it's a lot softer when it gets to the softness of graphite. That's the way that obviously you're able to get the detail in. Okay, so let me just back to the HB. Just move it very, very gradually across the page here. And the thing that I love as well is, and this, so it gets kind of sort of graduatingly softer here. I'm going to actually go back to the last one to be able to try and get a few more of these branches in. One of the things I absolutely love about drawing is, you know, you don't have to complicate the scene. You get to edit this down. You can do it whatever way you want to, and therefore the bits that you want to keep in. The bits that you don't want to keep in, you can just get rid of without any. You shouldn't feel any sense of obligation. This is a reference image. It is not something that I have to be slave to. Okay, so that's all we're going to do with the pencils. So what we're going to do now then is we're going to actually add some water to this scene. So what I want to do is I'm going to zoom you in ever so slightly so you can see this a little bit better, and just using the sostrene green pointed wash here, and I just want to move my pot down so we can see where the water is. Not activating everything by any stretch. The lovely thing is that once it is activated, it seems to darken. So just moving this along here, and just really kind of dabbling. I'll show you how well it, look at that, and those little dot marks, or the little specks. And you can also see the benefit of having the different strengths of the water soluble in this as well, because it means actually that I can, you know, it's given more like tonal quality to the whole thing as well. As I add the water to it, it's not all just majorly intense, you know. Trying to hold the brush far back because I want a nice light touch. I want to do a really quite gentle scene in this one today. Just cleaning off every so often so that I'm not carrying so much pigment all the time, you know. I want to keep the branches there as well, so we let that bleed a little bit in. And that's actually all that I want to do. Just a lovely little simple exercise to be able to enjoy being out and about and capturing just a very normal scene and just really simplifying it. I really hope that you find this helpful and you can look outside your window and in your area and take inspiration and take reference from there. Well, wasn't that a lovely little exercise? Those Faber Castell soluble pencils are perfect for going out and doing some plein air, especially if you just have that little tin that they come in your pocket and you've got a little water brush and you've got the water there, then you're good to go. Hope you found benefit in this. Remember, you don't have to be slave to the reference image. You're the artist, you get to choose, you get to edit it out and draw and paint whatever it is that you want to paint in the way that you want to do it. Thanks as always for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, hit that little bell icon and you'll be notified when new videos drop. For more information about me, head to woodwardswatercolors.co.uk and I will see you in the next video sometime soon. But bye from a very beautiful Northern Ireland.